It's Linda Lysakowski with our quick tips. And today's question comes from a development officer who is really just ready to step up her development program to a higher level. They're starting major gifts and thinking about doing a capital campaign and initiating some plan giving. And she said, I've been told that it's important that I have gift acceptance policies in place. We've never seen a need for them. Frankly, we kind of take any gift we can get, and we really have never seen a need to have any board-approved policies in this regard. Can you tell me why it's important to have those policies? Well, it's especially important when you are stepping up your game and doing things like capital campaigns or plan giving, but it's important to have these gift acceptance policies from the very beginning of your fundraising, because what you don't want to do, especially when you're involving volunteers in your fundraising efforts, as you will be if you go into a capital campaign or possibly even your major gift program, because what happens is if you don't have policies in place, you end up reinventing the wheel all the time. And I could tell you dozens of horror stories about gifts that people were offered and didn't want to take. And luckily they had the policies in place to turn those gifts away. Some did, some had to really face some agonizing decisions over this. For example, I had a client who was offered a gift of land, and they were going to be building a new building. So they wanted that gift of land. It was very valuable land. And they thought, oh, this is fantastic. But luckily, they had policies in place that said they needed to do their due diligence. And when they did, they found that the land was a former gas station, and it was going to cost them $500,000 to remediate the soil. So needless to say, that's a gift that you do want to look a gift horse in the mouth and turn that away. I had another client who was offered a gift of a painting that didn't really fit in. It was a museum, but the gift didn't fit in with their particular collection. So again, they had to turn those gifts away, but they had policies in place to do that. So it worked out good for them. On the other hand, I've had clients who had some really unusual situations. I happen to live in the state of Nevada, and in all except 2 counties of Nevada, the 2 biggest counties, the rest of Nevada, brothels are a legal business. But I've had numerous clients who have struggled with, do we take a gift from a brothel? They're not doing anything illegal, but we believe it's immoral. So do we accept this gift or don't we? And I've seen board meetings drag on for 4 hours while they discuss whether or not they should accept a gift from a brothel or a gentleman's club. And some organizations don't even want to accept gifts from casinos and anything related to gambling because it goes against their moral beliefs. And this is something that there's no cut and dried rule or what you should accept or shouldn't accept. It's up to your board to develop those policies for yourself. So think about the situations that I've mentioned. They may sound extreme, and maybe you'll never have to face something like this, but you would be surprised at some of the gifts that people have been offered, like a warehouse full of lead-based paint and other things that they've really had to figure out how to turn those away. But if you have the policies in place and it's in writing, then you have an easy out for this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel every time something unusual comes up. So I would suggest that you develop gift acceptance policies, have them approved by your board, and share those policies with anybody that's involved in direct solicitation, whether they're a staff member, a board member, or a volunteer. Now, if you need to learn a little bit more about what gift acceptance policy should look like, I do have a section on this in my course called Your Fundraising Roadmap. It's a very extensive course. It's 20 different lessons, so it's a time-consuming course, but it covers all the soup to nuts. It's really a primer on fundraising, and we do get into gift acceptance policies and why they're important. So you might want to click on this link and check out that course. But in the meantime, you can also look at gift acceptance policy samples. If you're a member of AFP, you can probably get some samples from them. You can post on the list and say, would anyone be interested in sharing their gift acceptance policies? And I'm not saying adopt somebody else's because it might not work for you, but at least you have some guidelines and some place to start. So good luck with your gift acceptance policies, and I'll see you in the next quick tips and maybe in the fundraising roadmap course.